Hello, captains. Hello, other Warship fans. Welcome to another Premium Spotlight, or Premium Review, whatever you feel like calling it. I call it the Premium Spotlight, but it's basically reviews for premiums in my channel. This is the Tier 9 American paper ship battleship Georgia. This was a design that was originally for the Iowa for 18-inch guns. Long story short, it was canceled and turned into 16 inches for the Iowas that you see today. Iowa, New Jersey, Missouri. Those ships like that. So let's get over this thing because this one's going to be a little janky and lengthy for me, so I'm going to actually try to make this a little quicker than most of my videos. That way, the data can actually be analyzed a little quicker. If you guys need to, pause it any quicker if you're trying to look for things, etc., etc. So, anyway, survivability, you have a low amount. You only have 74,100. Compare that to an Iowa, which is 79,000. You can see. Now, the reason why is ours really not as great as Iowa is. You can see that the guns are pretty good, and the deck is pretty nice there. But you can see that the conning tower is exposed at the top. The guns are a little more exposed here. And if you remove the structure on the top, the Citadel is a little bigger, taller, and a little higher in the water. So it is quite a bit on the squishy department. It's been 16 on that deck there, just like the other one. It's just a lot more squishy. I've gotten a lot of bad hits on this ship here. Torpedo protection is good at 26%. Just comparable to Iowa a little bit. Georgia said she's a little better. Now, off of that, artillery. Yes, 457 18-inch guns. These are very powerful guns. Having reloaded 26 seconds, you'll need that because the damage per minute, remember, 6 guns, 26 seconds. That's not a very good DPM compared to a lot of other ships at Tier 9 at its competitive level. So it's one of the worst damage per minute battleships in the game. However, the AP damage is just insane with the AP Type B shell. This has 15,750 alpha damage. And the other drawback, though, is the shell velocity. 732 millimeters a second doesn't scream fantastic. It does have 20-kilometer range for the guns, which is pretty good. Compare that to the Iowa, and it's 762 again, but then these are 16-inch and have, yes, a lower damage, but a further range, 23.3 kilometers. Now, we also got 127s on the sides of the ship, but if you notice, look at the gun range, 9 kilometers. Excuse me? Yeah, that's right. These have the overextending, like Massachusetts secondaries. So you can actually do some far secondary range volleys. AA wise, you got your Ulrican Mark 4s, Mark 2, 20 mils, 40 mils, and then the 127 dual purpose battery guns. Pretty good on the AA defense, so it's actually not a bad of a ship. Maneuverability is actually pretty insane, 34.6 knots with the speed flag, of course, but that's not the kicker with that, and I'll show you in a second. Concealment, of course, 13.3 knots, right up to the Iowa at 33 knots, concealment of 14.1. Yes, it's a lot more hidden. It doesn't really matter, you're a battleship. What the kicker is with this ship, if this thing let me, there it is you get a speed boost. Yeah, that's right, kids. You get a speed boost in this ship, which, with the speed flag, you'll get this ship at a straight line going 40 knots. Easy. It will. I've seen it. I've done it. Multiple people have done it. It doesn't go 140. It goes 40. Exactly 40. Also, we got here a heel and a spotter because, well, that's a better choice. So for my upgrades, we have prime armament, AA, propulsion upgrades on both parties there. This is to extend that speed boost to 4 minutes speed boost. And on top of that, because it is a French one for speed boost, on top of that, of course, concealment expert and the main battery plotting to decrease that dispersion of those shells by 11%. For my commander, We have preventive maintenance, expert marksman, basic and advanced fire training, of course those secondaries, concealment expert, and if I was going to get any other things, I probably recommend you guys getting fire prevention, which is 2 more points. That'll get you to 18 here, and then 1 more point. I guess you can do incoming fire or priority target. I wouldn't recommend expert loader. It's really not worth it, especially in this ship. It's not your thing. Your secondaries will take care of most of the DD problems. Anyway, so that pretty much sums it up. So let's go into a battle and show you guys what this really, why I have a few complaints, but what this ship can really do and if it is worth a buy. So let's get to that, shall we? Alright folks, now we're into a match with the Georgia, and this one's gonna kind of be a lengthy one for me to talk about. One, for multiple reasons. It's kind of janky with recording still nowadays. Still gotta use bin 64 to get any of these recordings done for any of you guys in World Warships until they actually, get a legit file system working again. Number 2, I think I'll give a better detail of what I think with this ship and how I'm feeling and what its do's and definite don'ts are. Now, a lot of people have given a very, very, very good explanation of what this ship feels like and what the way it is. And I'm going to kind of agree with them on this one. Not to be a jerk about it, but I definitely do agree with a somewhat statement with it. A lot of people give this thing an analogy of it basically being a up-tiered Iowa / Massachusetts. And I hardly agree with that statement. Not gonna lie, it is and it isn't, but it is. Really, in layman's terms, it is. And for those who don't know, Massachusetts had that stupid heel, which is good. Not British heel, just a decent heel. Number 2, it had a very good secondary range that actually did quite well for defending itself. And there's the spotting destroyer. And you'll see what I mean by secondaries. For sure. The only thing is the guns. Now, let me explain why. Now, first off, it does have, and you guys can check the reports, it doesn't have the best alpha damage of all the other battleships at Tier 9. Hands down. It's pathetic. However, watch the gun accuracy on these things when you see the first volley come out for me. You go, whoa, that's actually not too bad. However, I'm going to admit this. It rickrolls you so many times with these guns. And yeah, that Z52 was toast. Legit. Toast! Just kidding. But you'll get rickrolled by these guns so many damn times. I've lost track how many times I said, that should be a Citadel, that was perfect. Nope, just nothing. It has gotten me so many times, it's not fair. But the guns look so accurate. They look spear missile. Look how close the gripping is, and then you get shots that are like, what? Why did it happen? Why did I hit? Why you no hit? This is unfair. This is unjust. I call foul. I call penalty on you, sir. But what do you expect to do? Like me having an award for that? Now, the other thing that's unique about this ship is the speed boost. Now, I said it before in the initial talks to you guys. If you build this right, you can run it up to, watch the speed, 37. If you let this go straight without zigzagging or turning, you can get it up to 40 knots. That's insanely fast. And remember, guys, that's like faster than a lot of Tier 10 French battleships that are in the game that have a speed boost. It's actually the fastest battleship we got in the game for speed. Now, there is a drawback. This thing is squishy. It has gotten me hit multiple times with squishy hits. And rightfully so. It's the angling of this armor. You have to angle it correctly on the correct plates, or it's just going to squeeze right through into the hole, and you're just done for. See, we're talking about those secondaries. Look at this. Is this an American or is this German? What the heck is this? This ship's having an identity crisis or something, and then... See what I mean? Like, that's a beautiful shot, yet guns. You'll get that a lot in this ship, and you might as well just sit back, grab a popcorn, and just watch it happen all the time. I lost track how many times I've had gains with this thing, just rickrolling me with those shots, but once in a while, fate just comes to you. Just the shells will land where you want them to go. Just fate seems to be what gives you that way. As you can see, look how quick my damage is going. I'm just getting melted by these guys, and yet there's 3 fires. Now, let me point this out, as most people say. Why you got 3 fires? Shouldn't you have only had 2? Do we have fire prevention? No, I don't. This ship only has a 14-point commander. I still have a long ways to go for training. But it definitely, this does give you a quite the detail of what this ship can do, even with a semi-competent captain. You just gotta remember your fundamentals out there, kids. And that's the one thing that this thing does not make it you shouldn't trifle for. This ship is definitely not for a person who's just every other old Joe just jumping into. This is for somebody who has a little bit of experience in warships for sure, has some pretty serious commanders, and said, you know what, I need my hands on something a little more potent. Now, like I said before with these guns, if fate comes and gives you a present, do not stifle this chance. And let fate give you what you need. Yep, that just happened. You'll get that once in a while. You just get these beautiful, perfect shots. And then other ways, nope, not gonna happen. And you're gonna have to get used to that. You're definitely gonna be not sitting in the back. You're going to be close to mid-range. You can do some far-range bombardments, but your guns won't appreciate it. And it's very common for me. I've seen it happen way too often that I get into a position. This is a little dangerous what I'm doing right now, and see, that guy's already pissed off. I'm gonna show him what really means with Georgia, sweet Georgia pie. Anyway. Yeah, like I said, the angling on this ship is definitely required. Now, let's get into the dish that I'm talking about while we're watching this. Like it's like ooh, that was a good hit. That was a good hit. The angling in this thing is crucial. Don't go broadside. Don't the typical battleship thing. But remember, it's even more excessively squishy compared to other ships. So if you make a false position on yourself to a point that it's really, really bad, it's going to punish you like you can't believe. And I can't stop anything happening to you. It's going to be your own fault, and there's nothing you can do to save yourself from it. I was lucky here not to get severely butt-kicked by those shots. So, lucky me, I'm still focusing on the incoming battleship on my bow. Luckily, right here, I did not take any flood damage. Fortunately, I did not kill that battleship over there. So, yeah, that was the end of dear old Raz, but that was within a few seconds, all that damage. Now, if I got a little better on the shots and everything else, it'd probably be a different story. As you can see, there's the fire. I'm still burning something out there. And it stopped. Unfortunate. But, yeah. That happens. But overall, is this ship worth your money? If you're a really good battleship player and you really know how to do your armor, go for it. It's really good credit, and it's really fun for means for flanking. It's a fantastic flanking battleship. But for those who are not extremely well versed in the warship armoring and everything else in between in your skill, this is not the ship for you. Stick with the low tiers and practice your way up. I lost track how many people we have seen that have picked a tier 8 premium such as Massachusetts and gotten themselves butthurt so bad saying, well, it's a fantastic ship, why is it so terrible for me? Because you're not experienced in playing. You have to make sure you know what you're doing before going. Just like a person who's learned to drive a car, you have to take a test to know that you know what you're doing. This game doesn't do that. You pay, and you're paying the price for your own self-embarrassment. So, it goes to show, it is a decent ship, but is it worth your dollars? Well, if you're going to go by me, I say not really, but if you're really into trying a different technique and a little more memery out in the flanks with a 18-inch Iowa-style battleship, go for it. But other than that, I think that's pretty much all I can say for it. I mean, if you guys think if I'm wrong about it, just write in the comments down below. I did not say it's a terrible ship. It's just not a ship for everyone. For me, it's okay, but it's not my favorite type of battleship. I just need a little more alpha damage from the guns, not the secondaries. Not my style. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this premium review on the Premium Spotlight for Georgia. As always, take care, and I'll see you all in the next one.